Welcome, Aries, to your birthday reading. Happy birthday to you all. I'm so sorry if I've missed some birthdays already. I'm a little bit late getting this out, but unfortunately my job called upon me, and yeah, anyway. We've got birthday party decorations at the ready. I've got my birthday hat, so let's get on with your reading. This is a bonus reading for you, Aries. We are going to do a Celtic cross. We're going to do the heart of the reading with the unfolding path, and we're going to clarify with good old Ryder, Waite, Radiant. So let's get straight on. We'll end with an oracle card too, as always. So let's get on. Let me know when your birthday is. When I ask you to do that, please don't put your entire year as well as your birthday, and just, you know, the month and the whatever you want to put, but please don't put your full date. Unfortunately, it just worries me that, you know, people will use that information. So yeah, please don't do that. I just want to protect my listeners, my followers, and yeah, talking of subscribers, I looked today, I never look at my analytics. That's them saying, shut up, Shelley, get on with it. But out of everybody, there's like 73% that watch but don't subscribe. Isn't that bizarre? But anyway, that was the Chariot, by the way. So let's get on with your reading, Aries. So dear spirit guides and angels, please join me in this reading. I can't ignore that. For Aries, for the month ahead, and make it helpful, hopeful, and hearing. So this is applicable until the next zodiac sign, which is, oh my gosh, is it Gemini? No, it's Taurus. Of course it is. Getting ahead of myself there. So the heart of your reading, let's go on then, we'll have it. Queen of Cups. What's your challenge? King of Pentacles. What are you putting out to the universe next month, Aries? 9 of Wands. Doesn't surprise me. Wands are attributed to you in the tarot. They're your suit, the suit of fire element. Your recent past, you've had the Hermit. Your recent future, love this, you've got the World. This is your subconscious, whatever you're trying to could be not something you're not expecting, but I always think of this card here as your subconscious. So you're aware of it, kind of, perhaps might not be dealing with it, perhaps it might be coming up. This represents you at the moment. Lovely. 10 of Pentacles. Your outside influence, of course, it's justice. If you are a regular viewer to my channel, you will know that every time I do an Aries reading, Libra comes out, and vice versa, and justice is Libra. Knight of Pentacles is your advice and your possible outcome. Ooh, Queen of Swords. Okay, Aries. Interesting. The heart of the reading is the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups is the most loving, giving queen in the deck. She has a lot of love to give. She's also got a lot of self-love too. She's quite confident in herself. She can be a bit too motherly, though, a bit too smothering. Can represent somebody in a caregiving role too, a teacher, caregiver, care worker, counsellor. Can't think of any others. I'm sure you can fill in the blanks. So this is the heart of your reading. So maybe this is you, or it could be somebody around you next month. But it's probably you feeling like you are giving everybody everything you possibly can. Now, that can be to your detriment, though, because you can overdo it. And I call that my motherly but smotherly card. But what's crossing you next month? You've got the King of Pentacles, or it's this month of your birthday. Now, the King of Pentacles as a challenge is perhaps something to do with the finances. There could be some financial implications of being this Queen of Cups, but it could also be somebody around you who is perhaps kind of giving you some food for thought when it comes to the finances, especially if you're looking at going into a teaching or a caregiving role. Are they putting the pressure on you to say, you know what, you're not going to bring the money in here? Because the King of Pentacles as a challenge is not particularly caring, loving, or giving even. In fact, he's quite tight and just looking at the purse strings the whole time rather than the bigger picture. Here comes my dog, by the way. She's on her own in the house, so she's going to come in and out. I'm going to pre-warn you that. Say hello to Aries and go. No, she's decided to stay. The Nine of Wands is what you're putting out to the universe. That makes perfect sense with that Queen of Cups there, saying you're doing so much, because the Nine of Wands is you working really, really hard. You're trying your best to achieve something, and it's perhaps you're feeling a little bit like the wounded warrior here. Now, Bella agrees. Now, the message of the Nine of Wands is always to say, don't give up, you're nearly there. So this could do with work, relationships, matters, with family, whatever it is, some sort of side hustle you've got, whatever you're passionate about too. But it's when it's in your thoughts, it's you putting that out to the universe, and so it's making me feel like it's not a bad thing. I feel like you're thinking, I'm nearly there. Thank goodness for that. The Hermit is in your recent past. Now, this tells me that just recently you've perhaps had to, or you've been forced to remove yourself from life in general. It could be you've had to distance yourself from somebody or something. And it makes you think very closely about life in itself and yourself, maybe. She can get out, she's just whining. So yeah, the Hermit attributed to Virgo is about introspection, looking deeper into your soul, a little bit of healing work going on there too. So it could be that you've literally removed yourself from everybody, cut yourself off because you know you need that time out. But it looks like you've gone back to being very, very busy again. But you know what? Sometimes we need to go backwards to go forwards. Sorry, I'm going to have to let her out. You can get out. You're just being naughty. Go on then. If you are a member of my channel, you will know that Bella features quite heavily in it, and not on purpose. So, what's coming up for you though? There's something coming to an end. Now, this is the World card. This is the final card in the Major Arcana. And after the World card follows the Fool, and the Fool is fresh new beginnings. Now, the World card is, I think it's a really positive card too. Look how she's literally, I always feel like I want to go, oh yeah, I done it, I done it. It's a real sense of achievement with this card. I love it. Four of Swords is in your subconscious. Now, whether you know you're not getting enough sleep or there's something to do with your sleep coming up and you're not dealing with it, this is what this means. It can also be, it could be your dreams might be bubbling away in the background there. Just take note of them. Make a dream journal also. It's amazing what little snippets of information that you remember, even if you only remember like 10 seconds of it, write it down and then see how that resonates throughout the month. But yeah, interesting. I love that for you actually. Four of Swords. 10 of Pentacles is how you're feeling right now, which is lovely actually. Again, links really well with the Queen of Cups, because this card here in position number 7 should heavily respond to the heart of your reading, because this is you and this is the reason for the reading. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is about happy family, feeling secure. Perhaps you're looking at long-term plans. Maybe you're looking at investments that are coming to a maturity. There could be some sort of legacy going on also, but that could be what you're just feeling quite settled. And whatever you're doing, you feel like you're in for the long term there. With that Queen of Cups, again, it could be dealing with a mum also. But yeah, okay, it's all good. Now, Justice is in your outside influences. Now, Justice is attributed to Libra, of course it is. And Justice is about balance, fairness. Is there somebody around you that is bringing you into balance for something within your birthday season? Or is there a Libran around you who you're going to be really connected to? They will bring balance, fairness, and good results throughout this birthday month for you. It can also mean contracts. Maybe somebody's drawn up a contract with you, but whatever it is, I feel it's all positive. This is a really lovely reading so far. Now, that contract could be something to linked with this world too. I'm just getting like a little spark there to say that they are both linked. If it is a contract, it will be like you're finishing something and there's something new coming in to give you a bit more balance. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is your advice. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is about learning. It's the card of apprenticeship. So for some of you, you could be going on courses. They're asking you to go and refresh something that will help with your job, because Pentacles are our material resources. It's the, you know, the boring groundedness side of our life. These are the outside material things. But also the Page of Pentacles. It's the Knight. I beg your pardon. I'm saying completely the wrong thing. I've got the Page of Pentacles in my mind, but the Knight on the card. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, sorry, the advice is slow and steady wins the race. Knight of Pentacles is about money, career, long-term plans. Now, you here, there's something to do with, I don't know, you making long-term plans this month and specifically focusing on that, because the Knight of Pentacles is somebody that has to have everything all in place before they progress. And this is like the advice to you is, you know, if you're thinking of moving on and finishing something like here, just make sure that you have everything in order first before you do that. Look at the ins and outs, because that's what the Knight of Pentacles does. Not a very exciting energy, but necessary. They will cross the T's and dot the I's for you. And I don't know, there's just something saying, don't rush in. Yeah, don't rush in. Take your time. The outcome, the possible outcome, is the Queen of Swords. Now, this Queen of Swords, oh my gosh, does she ever look confident there? So it's like you've come from the Queen of Cups and ending up the Queen of Swords. Two extremely different queens. But they both have their incredible values. So the Queen of Swords, she knows exactly what she wants. She does not take any BS from anybody. She cuts out those that don't serve her. She doesn't have time for them. She doesn't need to worry about, you know, the he said, she said kind of energy. The Queen of Swords would be, again, some sort of, I always said if she had a job, she'd be a divorce lawyer. She's very firm, but very fair. So it's kind of like something's coming in that's, again, balancing and becoming firm and fair for you. Perhaps you've got to get in that Queen of Swords energy, though, to cut something or somebody out. And maybe it's to do with this world here. But anyway, we're going to clarify with the traditional, this is the Radiant Ryder Waite deck. They're up the right way. Yep. So this Queen of Cups and King of Pentacles this month, it's telling me that, yeah, there's you're being loving and giving and nurturing, but there is some sort of, I don't know, real miser around you, perhaps, who just keeps, it's a bit of a Scrooge, and maybe dampening you down a little bit. But let's have a look. Why do we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles here? Again, it's Pentacles. You've got quite a few Pentacles, haven't you? You've got the Two of Wands. Now, this to me tells me that there's something that you want to move on to. You've got big, well, you're thinking about doing. You're like considering maybe this month, should I, shan't I? You know, do you stay in the comfort of what you know, or do you step outside in that big wide world? But I feel like this King of Pentacles is, again, dampening you down a little bit, and that's because you've got other plans, or you've got itchy feet. That's the itchy feet card for me too. It can be that you literally want to book a holiday and have a break, and because you being the Queen of Cups is just like, and this King of Pentacles is like, oh, no, can't afford that. You know, he's very in control of the finances too. The Two of Wands also represents moving abroad, or looking at the next stage of going abroad. So yeah, for some of you that is relevant. Now the Nine of Wands is what you're putting out to the universe. You are probably a little bit wounded warrior. You're shattered. I mean, that Four of Swords there tells me that. But you're not admitting to that, by the way. You're just keeping going and going and going and going. But you're putting it out to the universe that that's what you want. So that's what you're getting back. So I don't know whether you do want it or not, Aries, but that's what's happening here. But I do feel it's really positive for you. I feel like something's gone on for a while and you're nearly there, you know, and it's you going, yes, oh my gosh, hurry up though. This has taken long enough. You've got the Six of Pentacles. Now the Six of Pentacles, again, more money. It's very money oriented this month for you, Aries, or your birthday month. Pentacles also represent being very grounded and realistic about things. But the Six of Pentacles is lovely. This is like your hard work is paying off this month. Now, whether that's financially, you're getting a bonus at work, or somebody, you know, is treating you to something, that King of Pentacles might actually be coming round to the idea of whatever this is that you've got with this Two of Wands. Because this is giving back to you. This is reciprocal energy. And with that, with the scales here, in the Justice card, you've got the only two cards in the deck that have scales on. So this is saying to me something is balancing out for you this month, which is absolutely lovely. Your hard work, your recognition, you're being rewarded for your hard work. Now the Hermit in your recent past is kind of a bit of a healing energy there. You've had to remove yourself, take yourself off from the big wide world, if you like. And because I think it's because you've had to, you know, that there's only so much Aries can take. I know you can take quite a lot, but then you're like a volcano. So why do we have the Hermit as the recent past, please and thank you? And for some of you who've been dealing with a Virgo, Eight of Swords. Yeah, look, this is the card of feeling trapped, not being able to move forward, but this is only your thoughts, and that's why the Hermit has come in for you. You've had to have a really good think about something, because whatever this is yeah, it's just that feeling of, oh my gosh, I just can't move forward, nothing's happening. Usually this is only though because of the way you are perceiving something. It's not always the actual picture of it, the realistic picture of it. Swords are the mental suit, our thoughts, ideas, logic. And when she's tied like that, it's just that feeling of not being able to go anywhere even. And again, that's perhaps why the Hermit is here. It's that feeling of being quite alone. Now, the world is in your near future, so hopefully within this birthday month. And I see this as a celebration. It's like you're dancing to the beat of your own drum now. And you're good at that too, Aries. I love that fieriness of you, because you won't take that much. You will take a fair bit, but then you're like, enough's enough. So you've got Temperance. I'm just checking it again. Balance. This is all about balance. Whatever this world ending is, it's balancing something out, but it's something that you've been chipping away at for a long time. You've been very patient over it. And now it's coming into Temperance is about the card of alchemy. It's like turning one thing into another and creating a harmonious outcome. Love that for you. It could be, you know, something to do with a work situation where it's actually all now, you know, things are calming down. You're getting recognized. And, you know, when you get recognition, my gosh, what a difference that makes to your life. Just a simple thank you even. It doesn't have to be financial recognition, although it does help. But Temperance is here. We'll do one more on that, because when we get two major arcanas, I like to see what minor arcana we get with that. I'd like to know, what are we balancing here and what's finishing? But I think it's finishing for the better. It's like you're moving on. You've got bigger, better things to think about. Let's have a look for Aries, please and thank you. One more. So we have Temperance and the World. But as I say, that World card, the ending of something, is such a positive card, especially when it's teamed up with Temperance. And Temperance also tells me that, you know, you've been dipping your toe in the emotional side, but you've also managed to stay grounded and you've done really well with a situation. But you know what? Now you're being rewarded for it and it's coming to an end. And they don't want to tell us. One more, please and thank you for Aries. Why do we have Temperance and the World? We've got the Knight of Swords. So this Knight of Swords is you actually making your mind up and actually doing it very, very quickly. As I say, I do feel like, well, the Aries that I relate to are quite, you know, they put up with a lot, and then boom, it's like a little volcano going off. But also, I think once you've made your mind up and you just set on something, set in stone, and you're just so laser-like focused on it, and this is what the Knight of Swords does. The Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight in the deck, and knights progress situations in the tarot. And as I say, this is like you finally making your mind up and doing something about it. It's like, right, okay, let's get on with this. You know, you might have ummed and ahed for over a year about this, but now it's like, right, let's do it. And I want to do it tomorrow. It's a very, very fast energy. It's putting your words into action energy. Now, the Four of Swords is in your subconscious, in what you don't see coming. Interesting. Dreams, downloads, make sure you listen to, if you've definitely, when I say if you meditate, of course you all meditate, Aries. But let's have a look. Four of Swords, why are you here as a subconscious? What's in your subconscious? Nice, really relaxing. That's why I think it's something to do with your dreams. Listen to your dreams this month. Five of Swords. Okay, so is there something that you're trying to forget about? You're not facing some sort of conflict also. And it maybe is affecting your sleep, because the Five of Swords are people pushing your buttons. And they're just, I don't know, relentless. They won't give up with this. It's not a very nice energy. So that Four of Swords, maybe you're trying to, that's what you're trying to put your head in the sand about with the Five of Swords, or is saying, you know, get rest, because there's going to maybe a little bit of a battle on your hands, maybe to do with this World card. But you know, I think you know that, because the Five of Swords is also about who, you know, winning at all costs. Now, you can be a bit stubborn. We all can be a bit stubborn, but what we mustn't do is cut our nose off to spite our face. And we have to realise when the time is to walk away and leave somebody to it. You know, it's this, when I see people laying down their swords here and they're walking away there, I just feel like they're saying, oh, do you know what? Get on with it. I haven't got the time or the energy anymore, or you don't care anymore. So I think there's something, could be work, could be family. There's something that you know is coming up and you really need to get your rest over. Maybe you're even getting some sort of, what I call them, snags, spiritual snags over. Just take note of that. Now, the Ten of Pentacles is you at the moment, and that's, again, feeling abundant, feeling stable, feeling secure, grounded, even financially okay. But I do wonder with that King of Pentacles whether it's still a little bit, maybe you're too grounded, Aries. Maybe you need to be a bit more wandish. Let's have a look. Ten of Pentacles, why are you here? How many pentacles have you got? You've got the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this tells me that you're having at the moment, this is you being resourceful, sharing the money out equally. You've got 3 queens here too. Now, an old tarot card reader that I used to go to, you always used to warn me if you got 3 queens in a reading, it can indicate gossip and people gossiping behind your back. Nothing to do with this message, by the way. It's just an additional message. So just be aware of that. It could be something also to do with money. But yeah, the Queen of Pentacles, you feeling very grounded, very secure, and then also very resourceful. And you are making the most of your money. You are making the most of your time and your energy. Love that. Justice is your outside influence. That literally just dropped. Why do we have justice as an outside influence? Perhaps you'll have a Libra helping to be you to balance things out. Or there's a contract or something this month, a decision to be made, a legality of legalities. Let's have a look. Which actually, that could be to do with this payout here. Again, maybe an insurance payout, something to do with some sort of legal issues. Too many. We just want one, please, and thank you. Why is justice here as an outside influence? But it is about balance. That's lovely reading, Aries. Ace of Swords. This is about mental clarity. This is about something, a new idea. Somebody's bringing a new idea, something, maybe this is a contract to do with something, a new moment, because Ace of Swords, sorry, is about a ta-da moment, if you like, or thinking of a new idea and being really focused upon it. Whatever it is, it brings you mental clarity, and it's very successful too. Can also be something coming in that's going to help clear your mind. Now, maybe some of you are going into some sort of counselling role. As I say, with that Queen of Cups too, that would actually fit also, but I'm going to do one more on that. Lovely though. Ace of Swords is saying focus on one thing also, not 100 things, just focus on one thing. This contract or this balance is helping you do that. Let's have a look. Maybe it's saying focus on the small print also. Let's have a look. Why do we have the Ace of Swords and the Justice card here, please? And thank you for Aries for their birthday month. Oh, I've got 2. So we've got the Empress. I'm sure the Empress is attributed to Libra also. This is about rebirth. Can be about birth for some of you even. Maybe some of you are thinking about starting a family, especially with that 10 of Pentacles there. But it can also be about you starting a new idea because you've got the Ace of Swords. There's something coming in, that a new beginning of some kind, something that again will give you a freshness of mind. And then we have the 7 of Wands also. It's telling me you are going to have to stand your ground, stick to your guns, because maybe there's these outside influences here are naysayers trying to put you off, but stick to your guns. And that, it's a very defensive energy, the 7 of Wands. Interesting. The Empress is, again, it's just such a beautiful card. She sits back. She knows what's coming. She doesn't doesn't fight for it. She doesn't force it. Doesn't need to. It all comes to her. There's this lovely calmness about these cards here. And then the Knight of Pentacles is your advice, and it's don't rush in. You do have the Knight of Swords here that is rushing in. So I keep hearing, read the small print. Knight of Pentacles, why are you here, please and thank you? As I say, it's a very financial month coming up for you, I would say, because there's so many pentacles in your reading. And not too many ones, actually. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you got the Knight of Wands. There's just so much movement. There's so much progress. Now, the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles are very opposite. And it's funny because it's on the one hand, they want you to be very studious and very take your time and make sure the plans. But at the same time, don't lose the flow. Don't lose your oomph for doing it. That's the advice there. Keep that momentum going. But there's a balance to be had, and that's what this is all about. Your entire reading is about balance. And then you've got the Queen of Swords as your outcome, your possible outcome. Why do we have the Queen of Swords? It's like you're possibly going to have to cut some ties off with some people in order to achieve this. Or this month, you're going to have to make some pretty harsh decisions. But it's for your benefit. Because I think you can see through people. You got the Lovers card too. Now, when we see the Queen of Swords with the Lovers, oh, that is a bit cutthroat, literally, because she'll get down to the nitty gritty of a relationship. There's no fluffiness with her. She wants to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I do feel like for some of you, that's going to be coming up also this month. It can be that in order to also the other good side to that, and oh my gosh, what did I say about you guys being a volcano? What's on that card? Volcano. Yeah, is that somebody pushing your buttons down here too? Good luck. Don't do that to Aries. Let's do one more on that. We've got the Lovers and the Queen of Swords. Yes, so the Lovers can also represent friendships as well as relationships, but something that somebody that you are quite passionate about. Maybe too passionate because of that volcano is there. Oh, having said that, you've got the 10 of Cups. So that now tells me that you're being the Queen of Swords in order to make your relationship better. Because that 10 of Cups is, again, happy families. Everybody's happy. Rainbows, sunshine and rainbows. Really positive card. That's your possible outcome. But you've got to cut something or somebody out to achieve that. Or to keep your relationship on track or at the forefront, I would say, and as a priority. If you're not in a relationship, then it's about choice. The Lovers is also about choices. There's a choice that you've got to make about cutting something or something off, somebody off in order to get that 10 of Cups. Cups are our love, our matters of the heart, romance, relationships. It could even be a choice of somebody at work if you're not in a relationship. Anyway, let's see. We're going to finish with a Rose Oracle for Aries, please and thank you. Really interesting reading, that is. Just watch out for this 5 of Swords. But being that Queen of Swords at the end is like, yeah, you're dealing with that, Aries. Do not mess with Aries. Thank you. We've got the Sacred Waters on these cards. Are just so beautiful. And the key words are nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, and self-care this month. Now, that really tells me that with that Four of Swords too. That's definitely your rest card. So once again, nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, and self-care. That's your focus. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, Aries. Happy birthday. I'm sorry if I've missed some birthdays already. In fact, I know I have, because on the zodiac readings that I do, I've already wished people happy birthday. So if you're interested in listening to your specific zodiac every week, then go to the playlist. I do post them each week. I want to say a massive, massive thank you as always to all of my followers. I just have the best followers ever, because the comments that I get every week, they're just, honestly, I just can't believe the kindness that you all show. Um, so have a great month, have a great birthday, Aries. Enjoy yourself, and yeah, let me know if that resonates.